Hello there, everybody. Good afternoon. This is Dr. Rao coming on to my 6 o'clock room. Yesterday, we were kind of talked about healthcare, wellness, and smart. Okay, so the same thing I'm continuing here as to how to be smart with healthcare is being proactive with your healthcare. Don't want to wait for the problems to be neglected or to be mushroomed, but rather than prevent them and nip in the bud, that kind of thing. I think we can do them with all the knowledge we have about the preventative medicine and let it be genome, let it be microbiome, let it be any of the new things that we are advancing in science, and also the living nature with the nature, and naturally, as per the centuries of human experience, we can attend to something that is reasonable and really dictate how our healthcare can be in our hands, basically, right? So if you act with awareness, it act with really understanding what is available for us, I think we can do a lot more smart. So I have been talking about proactive wellness, which is like not waiting for things to become bad. For example, the smoking causes the cancer, right? Means that other people who smoke will have some problem of the cancer or COPD at the end of their life. And knowing that and not falling victim to the propaganda by the tobacco companies, that's proactive wellness for me. Because understanding the etiology, understanding our behavior, we can easily do something that is proactive, where you can not take the smoking, or if you have smoking, then cut it down and stop it. As simple as that, right? So there are so many means to do that, and I really enjoyed helping people to quit smoking. That was very satisfactory to me as a physician. I did hundreds of them and I was practicing. So that's only one thing, but you can also go for colonoscopies to detect carcinoma of the colon, or you can have chromosome studies done for detecting any number of cancers. All those things are available to us now, and you can proactively implement them and then develop health and wellness in yourself, your family, and your neighbors, your community, your whatnot. Okay, so I'm not being something fictitious here, but really being concerned about how many people really do not listen to their body, and now they want to rely on the data, to wear some smartwatches, or to have some bands which will help you to maintain or monitor, not maintain, monitor your blood pressure, pulse, and temperature, and all that, and really do a lot of stuff that watch, for example, Apple Watch is doing a lot more now to get the data and then study the data and detect the patterns and then interfere. That's all not bad. But what I'm saying is, don't lose the touch with your body. Don't lose your natural instincts. Don't lose your understanding, your knowledge, your awareness. Either the family is carrying the wisdom in them, or like for example, you want to brush your teeth after you have eaten something, especially the big meals, a couple of them. That will help you to prevent the dental decay, cavities, and so gingivitis and all that, right? So why are we not be aware of that? That kind of habits inculcated in the culture that will have. For example, I talk about calming the mind. Why don't we do it every day? twice a day, 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, and that will help us to really protect ourselves from the barrage of information overload and cognitive overload, or brain fog. All these things are really forgotten till they become real problems, right? I have a lot of people with neurosis, occupied with the phones, occupied with the so much of information, and they're carrying the laptop all the time, and then having the information overload causing problems with their mind. That is real. That's really happening now. So why don't we cultivate this awareness where we can be in the moment, see what's happening, and really prevent some habits that can be inculcated when we are unaware of things or unconscious of things, right? So that's what I was talking about. And now the healthcare itself has become like a, suppose you take the other way, all the processed food that we know it is causing the chronic diseases, but at the same time there is so much of advertisement or push for the bad food, the fast foods on the TV and everywhere, and people still go to places like McDonald's, Burger King, all these fast food chains which are not good for us. Not occasionally, not once in a while, but daily 3 meals they are having there, which is convenient, which is something they don't even think about twice whether this is good or not. So that's something definitely we can do that. Okay. Whereas if you take for example, don't drink and drive. Okay, that's a very simple thing, but how many people really participate in that? Still, people are having drunken drivers hitting the people on the road and then causing the accidents. That's still going on, right? So, what I am saying is, as a system, as a health system, the health system doesn't give so much of preventive work as they should, and so much of education on these chronic diseases, on the problems that people are having as they should. So I always advocated that as a physician because I want people to be aware of what is the development in the science, and what are the things that we can discover very early, and what are the things that we can show you. It is going to be much more as we go into the future because of the technology development we are having now. Let it be genome study, so much is happening. Let it be microbiome. Let it be more like all the knowledge about the nutrition value, or biological surveys, or you can say molecular biology improvement. We know a lot more now, and we can make use of that scientific knowledge to really combine with wise ways our families, our cultures have really accumulated over the centuries to be coming together to help us lead a very healthy and wellness oriented life. I don't want to sound like somebody who is really possessed by this, but the other thing is people are suffering by the chronic diseases, and then people lose vitality very early from 50 onwards, and they cannot really perform so many things. They cannot eat everything that they want in a moderate way. They cannot move their body. They cannot prevent a lot of aches and pains in the body. All those things are, we understand. We understand what is inflammation. We understand what is immobility. We understand what is a creakiness that we can develop in the body by being inactive. Just by encouraging the active nature of it, just walking a little bit in the morning and in the evening will help you a lot more. Okay, so all I'm saying is that we have a lot of applicable knowledge that is applicable all the time, and then bring that into our daily life. For example, stroke prevention awareness. Okay, so we have this campaign where we teach people how can you suspect a stroke, what are the symptoms, so what's the numbness, what's the weakness, so all those things, right? We kind of conduct a big drives, stroke prevention awareness drives, where we educate the entire community about it. For example, we have this um, uh, uh, all the arrhythmias people can have, and how can we have all the preventive measures at the house and at the office. They may cause a little bit, but then they don't really are not a problem. It can be implemented, right? Then so many heart attacks can be prevented too. So like that, you see, so many things that we have in the prevention world, and also on the wellness world, we can combine and make them not once in a while, but okay, in the awareness of people, and the educated people can carry this. One in a family would be able to advise and act for the awareness of these kind of measures. Okay, eat right, move your body, calm your mind, sleep, rest. All these simple things people are not doing it with the fervor, with the regularity they should do. That's my point. Okay. So I was really motivated about this. So I'm going to do the wellness summit, which I was going to do at some other house, but then they were not really um, ready at the time. So I want to do it by myself, and I want to bring attention to all the wellness measures in the modern way, starting from just your own personal health to community health to psychological health to social health to what is happening with your nutrition to what is happening with the genomic study. How can you take advantage of the latest findings in the modern science to promote this proactive wellness, which I'm very passionate about now. Okay, the latest insight I have was the people who are really deep into spiritual study and a spiritual practice of not religious but a spiritual practice of turning inward and finding the real nature, and those kind of self-realized beings have a very calm mind, very quiet mind, and the consequence of it is they are very healthy, right? And those people who are like that, they, because they are well, they are satisfied with what they are inside, they have less consumerism and then less imprint, carbon imprint on the world. So self-realization, wellness, and less carbon imprint. That is the connection I made. As my wellness and planet are my two passions, I want to contribute to make sure wellness ways or wellness oriented lifestyle. That is what I want to promote. I want to come and talk about it. And also, I want to indicate the ways we can do that. Thereby, we can be satisfied, happy people inside, and then using less resources from the world, and then there consequentially we leave less carbon imprint. That's what my passion is all about, and that's why I'm going to do some talks and some probably one of the things that I'm going to do now is what are the modern scientific findings of the last few years that is really helping us to deliver this proactive wellness in the future, in the near future, and help people to lead a more joyful, more well in their body, mind, and psyche for a long time, without really depending on the chemicals and the medicines that much. Okay. So it's more like a natural life, which is in joy and happiness. We can do that. It's not exaggeration. It really can be possible. Okay. So we have so many insights in the psychology, in the positive psychology, right? Or the ancient systems of meditation and all that. They are very valuable if you can understand and implement in a simple way. Okay. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to develop a video on what are the modern insights, scientific insights of the last decade that are going to be doing contribution to the personalized medicine, in that more people are aware of things that they can take advantage and detect problems within their own bodies and minds much before they manifest. That is possible. We can diagnose some kind of what you're going to have in 10 years right now. We can to show you the tendencies that you are having. For example, diabetes. We can easily tell you now that you are a pre-diabetic or you have diabetic tendencies. Then you will be restricting all the processed food and enjoy the food in a different way. That kind of thing will be very valuable for us. Okay, so I'm going to do a video on that. Probably I will discuss that tomorrow at the same time, and hopefully people are going to be interested in coming in. Hello, Karna and Anisha. And so this is what we are talking on this particular hour, and hopefully people will get it. And even if one person uses that in somehow or other, I'll be very happy. So, okay. So thank you for coming and listening this 20 minutes, and I hope people will use some of the advice that I'm going to give in the next few days. Okay, it will start with recent scientific insights that we could use for long-term health, and how we can really make our life more natural, natural ways of doing stuff to ourselves so that we won't get into the illness patterns. Those two things I'm going to discuss in the next few days. Okay. Thank you for coming up. Anybody wants to come up on the wisdom map? I see some people there. So Joyce is there, and Rautachak and Kristin Brown, wonderful Christopher, and so that's what I am really working on. I have been following these rules. You know that I'm a man close coming to 70 this January, but I'm not on any medication, proudly. But my point is that can be done. You can use the modern medicine when you need it, but you can also monitor your health and prevent certain patterns so that you can continue to be well long into your years and not just exist or be like a vegetable, but be a contributor to the life, be enjoying that life, and that's all possible without being really stubborn or anything about anything. You can enjoy modern things in moderation and also help monitor your health, and if something is going wrong, you can fix it ahead than just succumbing to it and developing symptoms and then seeking the health care. I mean, we still have to do that if there is some accident, some trauma, or some infection, something comes up, that's fine. But as far as concerned, you can take the daily simple things and manage them well. Daily monitor your indicators of wellness or indices, and then really reasonably have a life that you can enjoy, and you can put a lot more energy with which you can live happily. Okay, you can have better relations, you can have more contribution, and you can really be aware of what's going on around you and be a contributor to the life rather than just retiring. Okay, all right, I will see you again tomorrow with that particular topic. What are the recent scientific insights that is promoting better monitoring and better prevention, and then better cure, because we are curing in the nip of the it's a bud, okay, more like a it is taking birth and we can eliminating the reason for the disease. I will see you with that tomorrow. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.